and welcome to Discovering DataFlex number 27 with me, Johan Brokfeldt. Today we're going to look at Chilcat soft and the Chilcat plugin. And this is an ActiveX component, so we can go to downloads, and here's a lot of options, but we want the Chilcat ActiveX components. So this is also a tutorial on how to use ActiveX components. And we want the 32 bits, and I go for the MSI installer. I already have downloaded it, so we can just run it. Let's see, Chilcat. And then you just install. Yeah, I already have it installed. There you go. Now it's installed. And now what we want to do is we want to create a new DataFlex project. So we start with a new workspace, Chilcat, and we don't need a database connection for this. And we're gonna make a new project, and we're gonna do this a web project. It works the same in a Windows project, so let's just wait for DataFlex to create our workspace. There we go. And now we want to create a view for our Chilcat, but we can try this, we can run this. Okay, now we have to log in, but I don't want to use the login. So let's start by stopping this one and go to the app server, web app, the login mode, none. And now we can run this and we get a view. And we would like to add a view here, so let's create a new view, and we're not going to do anything special, so we just create a regular web view, and we want to use the RSS for this. So let's create an RSS. Yeah, let's put the O in front. That's the standard of DataFlex. And here I would like a button, so let's stop this one so we get the class palette, and we create a button that we can click, and we call it fetch RSS or something. Here we're going to put our code, and then we would like, instead of a web form, we would like perhaps a HTML box right here somewhere. What does this look like? Yeah, we have the button here, we can click, nothing happens, and we have our HTML box. Okay, good. And now if we go back to the browser, into Chilcat, you have some examples, and you actually have some DataFlex examples, but this is not all the samples right here. I found another link that's called Chilcat Ref Docs DataFlex ASP, And here we have the RSS that I want to have a look at. So here's some reference for the RSS plugin. And there should also be some sample code. Let's see, I got it right here. This is examplecode.com, DataFlex RSS feed ASP. So I copy this code, and I actually have some code that I modified myself. So I'm going to copy that code instead. Right here. But this won't work because we have not included the class. So now we're missing the Chilcat, and got some other errors here. We don't got this. We got the HTML box, so we could do that and put the string there. Yeah, and we should probably change this to an HTML string because the previous sample uses a. This is the way you create a new line character in DataFlex, so that could come in handy sometime. So you just concatenate to the string, but now I don't want to use that because we're using an HTML box instead. Just want to use a regular BR tag, but we still don't got the Chilcat into our view here. So what we need to do is we need to add a class, and since it's an ActiveX component, we add this and we find Chilcat here, and then we can select what we want to use. But right now we just gonna select all. Doesn't really matter. If you want clean code, yeah, sure, clean up. Okay, and now it's creating a class out of this ActiveX component, and we also need to add this here. Okay, here we got our class. Now we got all of these different interfaces to the ActiveX component. Could come in handy if we want to use this some other time for some other. Now we want to use Chilcat, and here we have that. And let's compile and see if we get something working this time. Yeah, let's see. And now we press here, and we get this output. And we got an error because it doesn't want to set the PS value of with HTML box, which is fine because that's also some copied code. Because it's PS HTML, and but we can see the output, and I'm going to go through the code just in a second. So here is the RSS feed I've selected. This is from New York Times, and what we're doing is that we are first of all we get the download RSS and check if it works, and then we check the channel and check that the channel works, and then we verify that we got some feedback. And then we use this command getString, and this picks out the title. And we could have a look at the actual RSS feed. It's here, so you can look at that at the same time. So we look at the code. So you can see it picks the title. This is the that's the image title, but we have a channel, we have an item, and in each item we have a title called, in this case, California Today. We have a link to the post, so we get the link, and we got a description down here. We also have a media description, and we have media content URL and add some link, and we have some other stuff here. Link should be a href. We'll put that with single quotes so we can have double quotes from now on. So we got that one. And then the title. Say H2 for this one then. H2A. So we have the link. Then published date. And we could add that. Use that italic. You might want a new line there, that's fine. And then we have the URL for the image. And if it is an image, then we can use the image tag and set the source. Single quotes again. Don't we have a description here for this one? No, obviously not. That's the... Yeah, we could pick a description as well if we want to show that. So let's do that. More or less the same way as we picked the date. So we take the description and just make that inside AP. Let's just ignore this one for now. Then we have a number of categories. Just might want to add those. Some kind of comma-separated list. Category, and then we remove this because that's just fine. And then here we want to add this. Now let's see how this works out. So we go to the RSS view and we click Fetch RSS, and it's fetching all it can, and now we get the different news items, and we got the text, and we got the image, and we can do all kind of neat stuff with CSS and styling to get this to look nice. But let's see if the link works. Yeah, so you can read the news. And that's it. Now we have our RSS feed, and we can just remove all these show lines. We don't need those. One special thing I would like to mention is the if you look at this, media content is not in a regular tag where you have some content inside the tag. It's actually an attribute, and then you can look at the documentation and see if we can find some attribute. So we want to get the attribute, and it takes the tag and the attribute name as input strings. So then we should be able to just get the media content and the URL, and that is exactly what I'm doing here, because this is com_get_string of pub_date. So this is pub_date and this is the string. But here, with the media content, I actually use com_get_attribute, and then I have this media content and then the tag. So I got the media content and then the tag in order to get this information for the image file. So with this, you should be able to pick basically anything out of RSS feed. And that's all for this presentation. Hope you have use for it. Bye for now.